Hey y'all, it's Stephen Van Kampen-Lewis, and I'm back in the garage where, of course, around me it's nice and dark, but over here is my grow tent where I've got most of my catasetums, all of my catasetums actually, and some of the cattleyas, and I am on bud watch. So the past couple of weeks I've been showing some blooming cattleyas, and there's more to come. It's just that time of year. So I'm going to show you what's in bud right now, and then in the greenhouse, in Gene's greenhouse, there is a whole bunch of, well, not a whole bunch, but there's 3 plants that are also in bud. So today's episode is not as cool as really blooming ones, but it's exciting for me and exciting for a lot of folks out there who are also watching their buds here in the spring, late winter, early spring time of year with great anticipation. But anyway, let's get this turned around and take a look. All right, so this is the grow tent. I have a single light that's a FloraWave light from Carnivoro. Carnivoro is a carnivorous plant nursery where I used to live there in Dripping Springs, sort of southwest Austin, Texas. And their owner, Drew Martinez, has an optics background. And the reason I'm telling you this, normally that's not important, nobody really cares. But I have down here Nobilior, which you can see, Cattleya nobilior, which you can see has 4 buds on 2 inflorescences. And you can also see that there's a lot of space between this light and this plant, and that is absolutely insane that this high light plant is blooming so far away from the LED, and that just shows how incredibly powerfully bright this LED is. And you can see how empty the bottom levels are. I actually removed all my cattleyas and took them to the greenhouse because I didn't think it'd be bright enough. I didn't think this light would provide enough light to these lower benches, and here's proof that this is an incredibly powerful light. Still, next year what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another one, and then I'm going to have it lower so that these bottom benches are absolutely being blasted, and I can keep all of my catasetums here and in another grow tent that I'll buy. So you can see that this Nobilior here is probably about 2 weeks away from blooming. So this is a really nice one. I'm excited to see it. This is one that I bought from Gene last year. I don't think it has a clonal name or an award. I think it's just plain old Nobilior. So I'll have to look online to see what that flower looks like and remind myself. This is Cattleya, not Walkeriana. This is Snowblind, Kenny. And it's the one that has been shown to be Walkeriana crossed with a lot of Gzii and then crossed back on Walkeriana a bunch of times. It blooms in the spring from a new growth, and I think this one is going to do that. So you can see that this just looks like a standard growth, but when you look at the cross section, you can see that it's kind of fat here in the middle. And so I think what this one is doing is giving a combination of brand new growth simultaneously with flowers that will come out the top. So it's not quite a lot of Gzii blooming style, and it's not quite Walkeriana blooming style. So it's right there in the middle. But this is a plant that I'm really surprised has done as well as it has, considering it's mounted, and it spent this brutally hot summer outside mounted with some Spanish moss, providing some insulation from the heat, but not a whole lot. So, these bulbs are fat, these leaves are light, which means they're getting tons of light, of course. It's not far away from the bulb here. But yeah, so this is probably 2 or 3 weeks away from blooming. That's probably two weeks away from blooming. And then the ones that I'll show you in Gene's greenhouse are also a couple weeks away from blooming. So in the coming future, I'll have some really nice plants to show off, even more than I had last week. But Anyway, let's hop over to Gene's house, or Gene's greenhouse, and take a look. All right, also in the greenhouse, we have a couple of plants. Actually, I'm going to start at the noisy end of the greenhouse. This swamp cooler over here is making some weird sounds, so I apologize if that's kind of loud. I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not, but this is Certipodium virescens. I've actually sold most of my Certipodiums off, but I kept this one because it's pretty cool. We'll see if I sell it. I'm not entirely sure yet, but you can see this asparagus looking bloomstalk is going to open here probably in the next 2 weeks, I would say. This one has really nice, intensely golden flowers, so I'm excited to see this one go. This, like most Certipodiums, they're terrestrial, so it's planted in my terrestrial mix. I don't really water it from like November. I give it a harder rest than my my Catasetums, and they still don't shrivel that much. We'll see. I'll probably start watering this one in about a month. And then over here, strangely enough, next to my my Amethystic glossa that is fading, I've got Tigrina here, which is about to bloom. I have never seen Tigrina bloom this early in the year, so it's very weird. But let me shove the camera up in there and I'll show you the buds. So they're big, and you can see they're starting to rotate. So Cattleya buds, when they come out, they form, and then they rotate and then open. And you can see they're about halfway there. You also see some really large globs of happy sap, and I'm going to put this in my mouth because it is absolutely delicious. In fact, I'm going to get another one. There we go. So, oh, look at this. That's weird. It was trapping its own new growth, so that should straighten out soon. But this should open hopefully early next week. I think that's probably about when that one will open. And finally, the last one that is actively sending out spikes is this Nobilior Amalii. So for those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, you know I love my Walkerianas and Nobiliors. And you also know that both of those species send out an entirely new growth for their bloom spikes instead of having them come out the top like a normal Cattleya. So this is definitely a bloom spike, and you can tell by how pointy it is, which is the exact opposite actually of Catasetums, which have very blunted, round spikes. Nobiliors and Walkerianas have very pointy spikes. So the new buds will come out of there. That'll bloom probably in 3 or 4 weeks. And that's it. Hope you all are having a great weekend. I'm going to leave you with this Aurea Amethystic glossa that seems to be getting more and more yellow with age, which is kind of cool. Have a great weekend. Bye.